You bought a Tesla in Germany. Is it really made in Germany? Or was it built in China, then shipped across the world? And that BYD you saw in France? Built in Hungary. In today's EV market, local versus foreign is a lot more complicated than you think. According to the IEA, most EVs are still built close to where they're sold. In China, in North America, and in Europe, local brands tend to dominate local production, but that's starting to change. In the EU, Chinese EV makers like BYD and NIO are building factories on European soil. Why? To avoid tariffs, to qualify for subsidies, and to win over buyers who want locally made products. Meanwhile, Tesla and Ford are increasing their production inside Europe too. It's no longer East versus West. It's who can localize faster and smarter. In 2024, over 9% of all new EVs sold in Europe came from Chinese brands. That number is growing fast, especially as new plants open across Hungary, France, and Germany. BYD plans to produce over 150,000 EVs a year in Europe by 2026. Now let's look at the US in 2024. US EV production dropped by 7%. Yes, Tesla and Ford are still building in America, but many EVs are now made in Mexico by American companies. Why? Lower labor costs, simpler logistics, and NAFTA trade advantages. Just a few years ago, made in America meant the whole car. But now, batteries come from Korea, chips from Taiwan, assembly often from Mexico. This isn't a failure. It's the reality of global supply chains in 2025. But here's the key point. The U.S. imports almost no electric vehicles from China. Almost zero. Compare that to Europe, where Chinese brands are not just selling cars, they're making them locally. So where is your EV really from? Many buyers say they want to support local jobs, but they also want lower prices, faster delivery, and more options. That's why car makers play both sides. Build where it's cheap, assemble where it's strategic, stamp a local badge, and market it as homegrown. But here's the question that matters. What does made in really mean today? Is it about where the final bolts are tightened, or where the money goes, where the jobs are, or where the raw materials come from? It's not a simple answer, and maybe it never was. So let me ask you, if your EV was cheaper and cleaner, but made on the other side of the world, would you still buy it, or would you pay more just to have it made locally? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this helpful, follow us for more global EV truths.